Civil Site Design offers a context-sensitive quad. So this quad has commands in the CSD dropdown relevant to the stage of your project and also what objects you may have selected in the drawing. You can add to this yourself. So you can go in and create your own command call to a Civil Site Design command and also set the conditions to display that command and have it show up in the quad. So there's two parts to this. Firstly, you just need to understand how to add items to the quad. So if I type CUI at the command line or customize, I'll open up the customize menu. So in here under quad, under CSD, you can see that we've added a whole range of commands. Now these quad commands have actually come from this area called built-in and CSD, and we have functionality to create programmatically controlled commands in this built-in area. So the standard is to just find a command and then you drop that command onto the quad and it's always available. But the ones under built-in are available under different conditions, and we'll go through how to set that up. But the main thing is that you've got quad inputs. Then we might want to add to the quad. I want to add in MultiObject Setup because that's currently not on the quad. So first thing to do is in the customize menu, go and find the command you're interested in. So I'm interested in the MultiObject Setup command, and what you need to grab out of here is potentially the name that you'd like to have for it. Absolutely, you need the command call you'd like to run, and you should also copy this information across, which is the image reference that goes onto the quad. So once you have that information, you can then go and set up the actual inbuilt quad commands from Civil Site Design. And the quad settings lets you manage that yourself. So you'll find the quad settings in the settings drop downs for most of the tabs. You'll also find it in the general ribbon tab here, quad settings. So in this command, we can decide what we want to add to the ribbon and under what conditions. So I might just take a step back. What I'm interested in doing is that I'd like it to be added to the no selection quad because it's relevant to all strings, but I only want it to show if there's already a string created in the drawing. So they're the conditions. So if I go into the quad settings, we just have a quick look. You can see here, if I pick one, say points no select, it's going to show the import points command when the surface count equals 0, alignment count equals 0. So we are going to build our own item with our own conditions. So if we click on add items, then we can give this a name. So this is sort of a reference for us, and I'm going to say MultiObject Setup, no selection. It tells me the condition under which I want this to display. So the description is sort of like the name of the command. So really what you want to do is start parsing across from the information you picked up from the CUI across to here. So in the command, I put in the actual command. Now the icon, what you need to do is basically reference the path to a file, a .res file, which is really a zip file of images, and then the image inside that location. To sort of understand the format, it's best to look at one of the others that's already made. So you see it's got here the path to the file containing images, and then you put these brackets in and put in the name of the image twice. So I'm going to do that now, and this will be the icon that gets presented against that command. Now the tooltip is that information you normally get when you hover on a command, which tells you a description of what it does. And here's where you get to set the conditions. So you can pick a CSD object that you hover over to enact this command. Okay, so I might want to set it up so the command only shows when I hover on a surface or on an alignment. I'm going to say any, so I'm not concerned about the CSD object. The next is the CAD object. So the no selection option will give me the no selection quad call. M-line is commonly what you would pick to find one of the quick draw lines for the codes. You might want to grab a polyline if you want to do something like create grading or one of those sorts of tools, but you can pick the object. Now, I'm not going to pick an object, but what I am definitely interested in is the conditions. So I only want the MultiObject Setup command to show if I've got something created in the drawing relevant for setup, right? And that would be if I had a string. So if I have a grading string, a road string, curve return string, any type of string created, I could then do a setup. It would be relevant. So I'm going to set a condition that if the string count is greater than 0, this command should show. Okay, so that's how you would set up the quad editor with the conditions that you're interested in working with. Now, once you've done that, you need to get the command registered. So to register the command, you need to close down BricsCAD and reopen it. Okay, so I've reopened BricsCAD and I've opened up a couple of drawings to have a look at. You'll see it's not currently in the quad because I need to go into the Customise menu and add it to the CSD quad. So this is the final stage in the process. What we do is we go to quad, we expand CSD, and what I want to do is look at the built-in CSD commands, and what you'll find is that it's been added in here. So I can see it here under MultiObject Setup. Okay, and what you do is you position where you'd like it to display on your ribbon. I'd sort of like it near the end, so I just go down and find, I want to say before CAD output, just going to drag it and drop it in there. Having done that, what I'll find in the quad is that when I look at CSD, I now have added in MultiObject Setup. Now, if I go to a drawing where I don't have any design done yet, there's no strings created, when I activate the ribbon and I have a look, I do not see MultiObject Setup. So I've now created a command that only turns up if there's some design there upon which I can do a setup. And that round trips how you would set up your own context sensitive civil site design command in the quad.